Assalamu alaikum. If you're here scoping me out or you want to know how I work, then inshallah this video will give you a little bit of background and information, and inshallah it'll tell you whether where you are right now is something I can help with or not. Okay, so Bismillah. My name is Halima Hajat. I come from a pharmacist background, and that's evolved into a lot more holistic wellness, holistic medicine, and more lifestyle coaching. And the reason why it's kind of gone this way is I recognize that at the pharmacy, or when you're working in pharmacy, you kind of dispense the same medications every single month. And you realize that actually it's not fixing the problem for that patient. Like it's not healing that person from inside. Instead, what it's doing is it's just helping that person to manage what they're going through. But if you went and stopped that medication, automatically those symptoms would come back again, right? Which means that the body inside is still hurting, it's still damaged, and it's still having issues, and its issues are still probably growing, right? And so we need to kind of really reevaluate how this is happening, and what's going on inside the body, and we need to address the root causes of what's happening inside of the body. And this is how like I ventured into a lot more natural forms of medicine, including those that are kind of established Western alternative medicine and things like traditional Islamic medicine, and really looking into how everything works and try and piece it together with all the pharmacist knowledge I have already. Okay. And also it's under trying to kind of think a little bit deeper. So if we look at, for example, 50 years ago, we didn't actually have this many amount of people suffering, whether it's with cancer, whether it's with autoimmune conditions, and those are things like fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, all of these things. Like, yeah, we had kind of little kind of scattered of them, but we did not have them at the amount we had today, right? And today, if you look at the people, there is literally someone that has cancer in almost every single family. There's someone suffering with something, and chronic pain is at its worst, right? And so I really want to focus on chronic pain and what that actually means. And it's the way that I run my program is kind of in two parts. So the first part, and a lot of it is looking at actually what's changed from 50 years to now, right? Because if you look back, you think that actually one of the big part is our gut, like what our gut is exposed to. Our gut is from our mouth all the way down to our bottom, and literally it is everything we eat, everything we drink, this everything we're taking in from our environment is going in there. And so most of our immune system is in our gut. Now, if like over time now, our food, our milk, our vegetables, our everything has become so processed, it's filled with all sorts of hormones, additives, and all these kind of things. There's fertilizers and herbicides and all of the plants, and so it's kind of contaminated our food source. And so when we're kind of putting those things in our body, what's happening is our immune system, especially the part that's within the gut, which is most of it, right? It's literally working at its maximum capacity, and so you'll get the most amount of inflammation happening and things like that. And when that is happening on a regular basis, day after day, meal after meal, constantly, right, what happens is that inflammation isn't just limited to that gut anymore. It is kind of like fusing out into different areas of the body. Okay, so one of the areas is really focusing on the gut. We want to cleanse the gut, we want to detox the gut, and we want to start kind of like putting more gut friendly foods into our body, so we can actually improve the quality of what's going on inside, and that will actually help the body to actually manage that inflammation and manage that pain that's coming from the gut. Okay, and then the second way is actually more to do with regulating the nervous system. Now what that means is, if you look back from 50 years to like now, one of the things that's also changed is the amount of kind of like stress we live in. Like we're so rushed, we're so on the go all the time. I know beforehand they had their challenges and stuff, but they still had a level of peace and contentment in things. Whereas now we kind of just don't have the time to even think. We just always our minds are just like this all the time. And because also we have phones and things like that, we're taking in so much more information than we're ever ever supposed to, really. Our brains actually aren't wired for that. And so all of these signals and all of this stress and environment, everything is affecting our brain, is affecting the nervous system. And what that's doing is the nervous system directly impacts all the hormones. It then directly impacts all the organs, right? And so what happens is that when the the nervous system is overstimulated and it's constantly like that all the time, that ends up bleeding out as well, which means like the effects of that bleed into the hormones and the effects of that bleed into the organs. So you have this kind of consequent effect of this kind of, I guess you could call it the tension in the body, right? And that's where the pain is coming from because the nervous system is overwhelmed. So that's the second part we work on. So we work on two areas. We really work on that gut and that lifestyle. And we work on the internal nervous system as well. Okay. And so it's really important that you kind of understand what this program is about. And really, I also want to kind of talk to you about who this for and who this isn't for. Okay, so this is for the people that have been trying all sorts of things, that haven't found the solutions, and are ready and willing to try for it. They're ready to invest in themselves because this is a paid program. It's a private service, it's a personalized program, and therefore there's an investment involved. And so if you know that that is something that you invest in yourself and your health is valuable to you, then this is something that you should take forward, right? Because I need you to have a level of commitment. Okay, I'm coming up, showing up to you and giving you all my all to support you. But if you're not at that level where you can receive that information and guidance, and if you're not willing to also, put the work in as well, then you're not going to receive that outcome. And we want to both work together to receive the outcome, inshallah. Okay, so there's a commitment involved on your part. Just as the kind of people I have worked with. So I've worked with motor neurons disease. I've worked with rheumatoid arthritis. I've worked with eczema. I've worked with kind of more like abdominal cramps and gut problems. I've worked with fibroids, just kind of on top of my head. And alhamdulillah, when you start to kind of regulate the nervous system, when you bring back balance to the inside of the body, then you bring back balance to the outside of the body, and the pain starts to kind of like slow down. Okay, but it's really important as well that you have like kind of the right mindset where you are open and ready to visit these things. Because one of the things, especially when we really look at the emotion side of it, we do go a lot deeper into doing a lot of the inner work. And what that means is we will kind of go through things in your life where you've never really maybe shared, we've never really opened up about, that have kind of affected you, because those emotional charges, even if you're not kind of bothered by it today, but sometimes those emotional charges can still stay stuck and be kind of contributing it. And so kind of over time things build up, right, in the body. And so there's also a part of this where it's a very deep healing process. And so inshallah, by the end of it as well, it's not just kind of, let's improve that pain. It's let's improve your lifestyle. Let's improve your habits. Let's improve who you are as a person. Let's try and regain what it is that you want to get out of life. Let's make it more meaningful. Let's find a level of purpose and action, and let's do that, inshallah. So this is a very kind of deep process that is all about health and well-being, but actually it is also very, very empowering. It's not just, okay, let's just help you with that. It's kind of helping you empower yourself in your life, inshallah. So that's the idea. If you feel like this is something you want to explore, or at least have a conversation with around me, please use the contact information below. There'll be a form of contact there. And reach out to me. We can have a conversation and we can take it for there, whether this kind of this kind of relationship, coaching relationship, is going to work for you and work for me, and whether it's not going to be feasible. Either way, inshallah, if you feel like there's an opportunity to explore based on what I've shared today, then it's something that at least you can at least try and have that conversation and find out, inshallah. Okay, you take care, and assalamu alaikum.